With the ever-increasing prices in fuel, coupled with global sanctions, rules, and restrictions that are aimed to reduce the carbon footprint, car manufacturers have adopted new technologies that cut down on emissions while still remaining pocket-friendly. Well, the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV is one good example of such a car. So, if you're in the market looking for an SUV that ticks the boxes of performance, practicality, and fuel economy while at the same time being an eco-friendly car, the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV will be the perfect choice for you. I'm your host Joseph Njoroge, and stick with me as we see why this car has become popular in the Kenyan roads and see why it stands out among other SUVs. Well, stick with me and I will tell you why. So what is the prima facie of the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV? The Mitsubishi Group of Cars, or the Mitsubishi Corporation, have adopted what we call a dynamic shield design. What is a dynamic shield design, if you may ask? A dynamic shield design is a design by Mitsubishi aimed at improving performance and safety. The 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander comes with very nice headlights just to make this car pop out and make it look very aggressive. Flowing down to the fog lights, you also have very nice fog lights engraved in chrome, just to add that sense of luxury. When it comes to the bonnet, you have your Outlander engraved from the right hand side onto the left hand side, just to remind you that this is a Mitsubishi Outlander. Flowing down to the grille, you also have your parking sensors just to help you park this car. Well, I can't see any more to talk on the front, so let's check the hood and see what is under the hood of the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. So what powers the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander? Under the hood of this car, you have a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine denoted by the code 4B11. This engine produces around 118 horsepower and 190 Newton meters of torque. This engine is denoted by the code 4B11. So how many other engine options can you get on the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV? On the PHEV version of this car, you only get one engine option, the 4B11, that comes with 119 horsepower and 118 horsepower and 190 Newton meters of torque. However, on the other Mitsubishi Outlander variants, you have two more other engine options. The 6B13, which is a 3-liter V6 engine that comes with a 6-speed automatic transmission and produces around 200 horsepower, and a 4J12, a 2-liter inline 4 turbocharged engine that comes with around 120 horsepower thereabout. So, point to note, the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV comes with only one engine option, the 4B11. However, on the other variants, the non-PHEV, you get a 6B13, which is the 3-liter V6, and a 4J12, the 2.4 inline 4 turbocharged. Hope we are all together. So, how is power transmitted to the wheels? Well, on the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, you have what Mitsubishi called a 1-speed CVT. Generally, it's just the same CVT that you will get in other cars, but Mitsubishi have given it a fancy name, which is a 1-speed CVT. However, on the two other engine options, you get just a CVT, and on the 3-liter V6, you get a 6-speed automatic gearbox. So tell me on the comment sections, will you get the 3-liter V6 or the 2.4 inline 4 turbocharged or the 2-liter 4-cylinder engine? So this car is 4-wheel. However, the power that this engine makes is not transmitted to the rear wheels, because we have two electric motors, one that produces power to the front wheel and the other one produces power to the rear wheel. Both the electric motors come with 80 horsepower. However, the electric motor on the front wheel produces around 130 Newton meters of torque, while the electric motor on the rear wheel produces 195 Newton meters of torque. So this car is a 4x4. However, it does not have a propeller shaft that will channel the power to the rear wheels. it only comes with two electric motors, one on the front wheel, the other one on the rear wheel, to make it a 4x4. So let's take a look at the side profile of the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander. The 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander is quite a very long vehicle, and it sits on size 18 alloys and wheels, just to make this car a little bit high, because it's a SUV and you might find yourself maybe going off-road. But this is not the car where you can take it to extreme off-roading, but you can take it to mild off-roading. Maybe kama unaishi Kamulu, or where there is where there are no roads, you can take this car there and it will not disappoint. However, if you're planning to take this car on extreme off-roading, this car will not work, because also the 4x4 system on this car is electric, and it is not manual like you'll have on other cars like maybe the Toyota Prado. So this car will work best on a mild off-road setup and not extreme off-road setup. So let's take a dive at the inside and let's see what packs inside the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV in one go. When you step inside the cabin of the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander, everything feels premium and well made. So we will talk our way, starting from the steering wheel as we progress into the passenger side. Starting with the steering wheel, it feels premium. The stitching done on this steering wheel is perfect. Moving on to the steering wheel, you also have a multifunctional steering wheel. On the left hand side, you have your buttons for controlling your media, your volume up, volume down, to pick calls and decline calls. You also have a voice command, and on the right hand side, you have your cruise control. You can either set it or adjust it. You also have your lane departure warnings, and you also have paddle shifters. But what are you using paddle shifters in a CVT gearbox? I think this is one of the useless inventions in modern cars today. Tell me, because in a CVT there are no gears, and why will you put paddle shifters on a CVT transmission? Anyway, they just make the car look very nice. However, I think they are one of the most useless inventions in modern cars. So let me quit the ranting and let me continue. Moving on the driver's side, you also have your automatic tailgate button. You also have your parking sensors off, because sometimes they can be a little bit annoying. You also have your sonar assist button where you can turn it off. Sonar assist is a technology that Mitsubishi have adopted that helps you in parking. When you get close to an obstacle, it will produce some, I'll call them annoying noise, but this is the technology that Mitsubishi have adopted in this car. You also have your lane departure warning where you can turn it off, or you also have your collision assist where you can also turn it off, because sometimes all these technologies that have been equipped in this car, they may be a little bit annoying. So let's progress into the infotainment system and let's see what it has to offer. So moving on to our cluster gauges, you have an analog speedometer with the conventional stick and numbers. You also have your tachometer. In this case, you don't have a tachometer, but you have a gauge that shows you your charge, your eco mode, or your power mode, because this car is a plug-in hybrid, and we'll talk more about the plug-in hybrid when we get to the rear. Also, this car also has an annoying infotainment system, because for the amount of money I'm paying on this car, I expect a much better infotainment system. What do you reckon? Because even the infotainment system on a Honda Fit is much better than on this car. But enough with the ranting. So moving on onto the center console, you have your dual climatic AC, where you can control your temperatures as the driver, and the passenger can also control their temperatures. Moving down to the center console, you have a very awkward gear shifter. I don't know what to call it, but it looks very awkward. It looks like the one on the Nissan Note. However, let's just continue with our review. Matters to do with parking, you also have an electronic parking it's not a handbrake, an electronic parking brake. You also have auto hold. Auto hold is the feature where when you're on a hill, the car will hold itself to prevent rollback. And you also have a button for EV. EV is the button when you want now to use this car on pure electric mode, pure EV mode. You also have your twin motor 4-wheel drive lock. I told you this car is equipped with two motors, one for the front wheel and one for the rear wheel, to make this car 4x4. It does not have the conventional 4x4 where you have a propeller shaft that connects the engine and the rear wheel. This one you have two electric motors. And matters to do with the seats, they feel a little bit premium, because you have half leather, half suede, and they really tuck you in very well. So on matters to do with the front, I think Mitsubishi did a very good job. Oh, and you also have your place to put your sunglasses. You also have a sun visor with reading lights, not reading lights, your makeup mirror. Here you have your reading lights. The passenger also has a mirror with a little bit of some light. Matters to do with the front, I think we are done, but for 3.3 mic, this infotainment system would have been a little bit better. I am not a fan of small infotainment system, especially on cars that surpass the 3 million mark. So let's check the rear and see what it has to offer at the rear. So when it comes at the back seat of the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander, at the back seat it also feels okay to sit here. It's rather quite comfortable. We have ample legroom. I'm not the shortest or the tallest person, but you can see, assuming this is my driving position, I have adequate knee room. I also have adequate headroom, meaning tall people will be comfortable in this car. Also, this car can fit comfortably 3 people because you do not have a transmission tunnel. As I said, this car has electric motors at the front and at the rear, meaning you do not have a transmission tunnel that will create a hump here, meaning 3 people will sit well in this car. So hapa wale watu wa lift wako sawa. So there's not any other thing to talk about. Also, the seats here are also half suede, half leather. So when you sit here at the back, you are going to have a very comfortable ride. I reckon the comfort on this car supersedes the one on the Nissan X-Trail. So let's check the trunk and see if we have ample space at the trunk. When it comes at the rear of the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander, it has a very sleek rear end. You have your diamond Mitsubishi logo and your Outlander PHEV badging. Flowing down to the rear bumper, you also have your parking sensors that assist you in reversing this car. And on matters to do with reversing, this car also has a 360 surround camera that will help you in maneuvering on tight spaces. So let's check under the trunk and see what it has to offer. So the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander comes with an electronic tailgate, some nice fancy features just to add a touch of elegance and comfort. So in the trunk of the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander, you have your charging cables, and I will talk more about the charging when we get to the other side. So you have your cables that will help you to charge on the DC, the charger at home, your AC. Is it AC or DC? So in the charging at home, this is the charger that you'll use, and the charging port or the where you'll charge is on your right hand side, but on your left hand side is where you would put fuel. It's a little bit confusing, but you'll get the hang of it. The left hand side is for fuel, the right hand side is for charging. So I told you I will tell you matters to do with the plug-in hybrid when we get at the rear. So this car is a plug-in hybrid. Just as the name suggests, you have a charger that will help you to charge the batteries. On the last video, we talked on the three different types of hybrid systems. We said there is a full hybrid, we said there is a mild hybrid, and we said there is a plug-in hybrid. So if you have not seen that video, I'll attach the link below this video. However, the plug-in hybrid comes with its charger. So ukienda kuziwa gari lazima ikuje na charger yake. It's like you buy a phone without a charger. What's the use of having a phone without a charger? So this charger is the charger that you can use at home, just the way you plug a phone or anything else. You can also plug this car at home and charge it. On matters to do with charging, this car can take about 3 to 5 hours if you are charging it at home, and 80 to 100 it can take you 25 to 30 minutes. That is if you are charging it on a DC port, where you can find maybe in the malls. But if you are charging it at home, 0 to 100 it will take you 3 to 5 hours, and 80 to 100 it will take you 25 to 30 minutes. So I know you're asking yourself, hii moto itakaa kwa hii gari for a distance of how long? Well, depending on how you're driving this car on electronic mode, it can take you about 50 to 60 kilometers. It also depends on your driving habit. If you rush it will drain faster, but if you accelerate continuously and smoothly, it can take you 50 to 60 kilometers. So will you purchase this car because it's a plug-in hybrid? Tell me on the comment section below. Well, So let's talk the most important segment of this car, value for money. Is this car value for money? For 3.2 million shillings, what can you get? Maybe a Mazda CX-5, a diesel one, or a 2017 Toyota Harrier, the ZSU60. I think they are at par, because if you're someone looking for a car that will offer practicality, efficiency, and also friendly when it comes to fueling, well, this will be your car. But will I get a Mitsubishi Outlander? No. Maybe if I were to get a Mitsubishi Outlander, I will go for the 3-liter V6, the one that comes with a 6-speed automatic gearbox. But if you are looking for a car that offers practicality, efficiency, and save fuel at the same time, the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander will be the perfect choice for you. I've been your host, Joseph Njoroge, and also remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. And also, if you want to see this car or other units, head on to Kaman Autos along Kiambu Road, and we will sort you out. Also, you can follow us across all our social media platforms: Facebook Kaman Autos, Instagram Kaman Autos, and also follow me at a personal level across all my social media platforms at Joseph Njoroge Courier. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.